So you're thinking about a career in cybersecurity because you have heard about the high pay, it's easy to get into, and you'll get to work remotely from a beach in Thailand. Well, unfortunately, it's not all sunshine. And I have to give you the reality of how this industry works based on my years of experience in the IT and cybersecurity industry. In this video, I'm going to reveal the pros and cons that no one talks about. First, we're going to cover the pros. The first one is high earning potential. Of course, that's totally the truth. If you have heard from someone saying that you can earn a good income in cybersecurity, it's correct. Even for entry-level roles, you could be looking at a 90K or even six-figure salary sometimes. And even if you start at the lower end, it's okay. The good news is the room for growth in cybersecurity is huge. It's not like other IT jobs like help desk where your salary is capped and won't grow much after that. Cybersecurity is a vast domain with different teams and responsibilities. There's always something that you can pivot into, and you don't need to be a team lead or a manager to get a good income. Pros number 2, it's not physically stressful. With any tech role, obviously, you're not going to put pressure on your body by doing labor work or staying outside in the cold or hot weather and getting physically drained. This is one of the biggest advantages. You could get to work completely remotely or in a hybrid situation. However, that doesn't mean you shouldn't take care of your body and not work out. When you spend most of your time behind your desk, you'll get other issues when it comes to your health. So, not only do you need to feed your mind, but you also need to take care of your body. Work out and stay healthy. Pros number 3. It never gets boring, honestly. One thing that I can tell you with 100% certainty is that it gets never boring. Of course, there are days when you have to write tedious reports and attend meetings with customers, especially if you're working on a project or you're a consultant where you have to deal with clients and stuff like that. It can get boring, unfortunately. However, there's always something to learn. There's always something. Let's say you get into blue team roles and you decide to do other stuff and pivot into other areas in cyber. You get to do anything that you want, move around and learn new technologies and tools. However, this is not the case if you're a doctor or something like that. You cannot become a brain surgeon after being a heart surgeon for many years. That's what I love about cyber the most. Number 4, abundant resources and training. There has never been a better time to start your tech career, guys. Whether it's cloud, networking, or cybersecurity. There are so many resources available out there, whether paid or free. That's the beauty of it. It's not like medicine or other professions like law, where you have to attend university to learn something and be qualified to do the job. Honestly, you can start your journey in cyber in as little as 6 months with some preparation. So if you're thinking of getting started in cyber, do it now, because there has never been a better or easier time to do this. Number 5, access to cool tools. This is so interesting. One of the things that I love about cybersecurity, specifically when I'm doing consulting for customers, is the tools that we use. As you probably know, I'm a cybersecurity engineer, and that's where my specialty lies in cybersecurity. So let's say one of the projects was to deploy the CrowdStrike EDR tool for a customer. In that project, I had to write documentation on how we're going to approach the deployment process, the policies we're going to configure, all the cool stuff. But when the project gets finished, and at the end, when you see the tool in action, you see all the logs and alerts, and you can feel and see the fruit of your work. Seeing the tools in action gives you so much satisfaction. You'll get to work with lots of tools and widgets that make the job exciting, especially if you're working for a service provider where you have to provide solutions to customers. However, that's not the case if you're working for a firm and you're doing cybersecurity internally. Unfortunately, with that, you may end up working on the same tools and stuff for the foreseeable future. Number 6, and last but not least, it's an enriching career and you don't have to worry about being laid off. That I'm telling that with honesty, my guys. The reality is this field is growing and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. That means there will be something for everyone. Even if you get laid off in cyber, you can still get back into it. And there will be jobs and opportunities available for you once you're in it. It certainly changed my life and it allowed me to move to Australia and make it my home. It was because of my cyber skills that I was able to get a skilled worker visa, to work here in Australia and earn a good salary that changed my life and my family's life forever. By the way, if you're finding these insights helpful, hit the like button and subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you. Now let's get started and talk about the cons. Number one is high pressure and low tolerance for mistakes. So you see, cybersecurity is still a relatively new field, and unfortunately, if you have seen the news, you know that as cybersecurity professionals, we are often fighting an uphill battle. There's always a breach happening somewhere and no one is truly safe, unfortunately. There is this famous saying in our profession, it's not if you will get hacked, but when. But the real question is, what measures have you put in place to mitigate the risks and the damage? Are you protecting your crown jewels? That alone creates a lot of pressure, especially for management roles and C-level executives. This is a field where one simple mistake, like an employee saving their password on their personal browser, could lead to a multi-million or even billion-dollar breach with significant financial losses. So it's not a small thing. Cyber isn't shiny and rosy all the time. It's hard. That's one of the main reasons actually I decided to stay in my lane and didn't pursue becoming a team lead or anything like that, or trying to climb the managerial ladder. The stakes are high and the margin for error is slim. Number two, constant need for learning. The second con, which is a big one for me and has made me second guess my decisions at times, is the constant need for learning. People say, when you're done with your 9-to-5 job, don't think about cyber anymore. Don't pursue cyber, go and play video games, watch Netflix and stuff like that. But I'm here to tell you that's not possible. Not if you want to stay relevant and be at the top of your game. You have to learn outside of working hours. You have to become the ultimate cyber hero. If you want that, your lifestyle will revolve around cyber. You have to live and breathe it, constantly learning about new tools and technologies, and that can make you tired. Which leads me to the next con, the risk of burning out. When you're constantly bombarded with tasks about cyber, learning outside of your working hours, reading books, taking new courses, or doing on-call rotations, sometimes you have to work night shifts, guys. It will cause burnout. I remember a time at one stage in my career when I was part of a BAU team, business as usual support team. I had to be on an on-call roster over the weekends. And I won't forget that night where I got a call at 3 a.m. in the morning. I was sleeping next to my wife and I had to wake up in the middle of winter, drive to a data center to troubleshoot a web application firewall appliance that malfunctioned. All while everything was offline and the customer was affected. There was too much stress for a single night. So if you don't feed your soul, if you don't work out, if you don't manage your personal life properly, you will burn out. 100% guarantee. That happened to me actually. Cons number 4, layer 8 issues, human factor. Then there's dealing with politics and people, the infamous layer 8 issues. A lot of gatekeepers in the industry these days, especially on LinkedIn, negative people. You have people saying you have to spend years in IT to get into cyber, and I hate that when people say that. Yes, having an IT background helps a lot, but anything is possible in life. In addition to that, the human factor is often the weakest link in cybersecurity. You could have the best tools and protocols in place, but if someone clicks on a phishing email or decides to bypass procedures, all that effort can go down the drain. Another example is dealing with colleagues who don't take cybersecurity seriously, or management that doesn't want to invest in proper defenses, or clients who think they know better than you. That can be incredibly frustrating. So cyber is not just about technology, it's about educating and convincing people, talking to people, which can be a massive headache. So the key takeaway from all of this is be passionate about this field. If you don't love this job, you won't be able to do it for the long term. You have to enjoy the grind and the process of learning new things, doing the job and being okay with the stress and all of that. If you feel that you're that kind of a person and you don't know how to get started, I actually have another video which will show somewhere here in the screen where I explain exactly the step-by-step process on how to get into cyber, the certifications that you need to have. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.